Kevin Harlan, Clark Kellogg, and Steve Kerr here with you, alongside Doris Burke from the sideline. And brought to you by State Farm. Here's a quick look at our starting lineups. And breaking down the game, let's take a look here at Billy Gay.
Well, when you take a guy like Gay, he's got that long wingspan, so he uses it at both ends of the floor. Offensively, he'll shoot over the top, but on defense, he can cover so much ground with that length and athleticism.
Well, he just doesn't use it defensively, Steve. Offensively, that length is an asset as well. You know, he extends well on his jump shot, bounces off the floor with it, and can finish at the rim when he gets into the teeth of the defense.
So for the Thunder, their last game, a win against the Hawks. And there wasn't much question as to how that game was going to turn out. They absolutely put the hammer down on them.
And in terms of their offense in that game, guys, it was straight out of the textbook, Clark.
Yeah, and a flat-out clinic, wasn't it? I mean, just look at that final score.
Now, here is Lowry. Bargnani is screen on Westbrook. Westbrook against Lowry. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The Raptors need to get a shot up.
Boy, the Raptors had a bumpy trip of it last year. I mean, in large part because they just couldn't get the points they needed away from home. Struggled on the road as a team.
You're right, Clark. Going back to the Raptors on the road, they finished in the bottom 3 in points scored when they were away from the Air Canada Center up in Toronto, Steve. They've got to do better when away.
Yeah, under 90 points a game for them on the road. And, you know, it was an interesting season for Toronto under Dwayne Casey. They made defense a priority. And sometimes when you focus so much on defense, your offense suffers, and you kind of struggle to find that balance that you need. But I do believe Toronto is heading in the right direction. Well, part of being one of the elite teams in the league is making sure you handle business when you head out on the road. And one area where Oklahoma City was fantastic last year was their record against Eastern Conference opponents on the road. They dominated.
Gay with it. Westbrook picks him up. Gay outside. Over Martin. Gay, that's good. Gay's got his first points of the night. You know, Steve, they really work great against the East, going 13-5 on the season. But not a lot of teams gave them trouble.
Well, when you have the number of shooters that the Thunder have, it can be really hard for a team to figure out how you guard them if you only see them once or twice a year. And the Thunder took full advantage of that.
Here's Westbrook. No good from outside.
Boy, in the film session, they'll say that was a well-challenged shot.
Outside Lowry. On the wing, DeRozan. No good. Westbrook with the nice D there. And so here is Oklahoma City. 4-point game. This game against Toronto here, it's their first look at the Raptors.
Well, last year they won both meetings in the season series, and it wasn't a surprise. I mean, this is the better team.
Now let's send it over to Doris Burke, who was able to talk with Scott Brooks.
I asked him about the matchup problems created by a player like Andrea Bargnani, a 7-foot sharpshooter. He said he can give us problems, no doubt. It's tough to really bother that shot, and he can also put it on the deck and drive. We've got to just get into his body, try to make him a facilitator rather than a scorer. Kevin, we'll see if they're successful.
Thanks, Doris. Martin for 3. Outside for Durant. Over Bargnani. And it's Durant, that time on the assist by Perkins.
Nice job there. He knows how to get that ball in the bucket, doesn't he, guys?
Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter. You know, Clark, it can be a point of pride. Hey, you know, we split 1-1 with the marquee team from the other conference. But,
you know, it's something to point to, Kevin. You know, when your overall season is a disappointment, that's something that you can look at and say, hey, progress.
Last outing for Toronto, unsuccessful. It was a loss to the Minnesota Timberwolves.
And the glaring factor for me in that loss was the poor rebound. They got destroyed on the glass.
Yeah, they were outworked. I mean, it's plain and simple. To rebound the ball, you got to work. You got to do your work early. You got to be physical. You got to go after the ball, and you can't give up. And they just didn't work hard enough.
And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Well, it's interesting. This Oklahoma City team has gotten better and better And now it's to the point where every year the expectations are for the Thunder to pretty much get out of the West and maybe win the championship. Not easy to play with that kind of burden.
And the first one drops. Last season, though, when you talk about expectations, the Thunders have to be pleased with what they were able to accomplish.
And, Kevin, you know, with the way the Thunder played in the postseason, it was obvious that the expectations didn't bother them at all.
And while I'm sure there's some disappointment that they weren't able to win at all, losing to the Heat in 5 in a series where Oklahoma City was actually favored.
Yeah.
I think in the big picture, you have to appreciate how far they've come in such a short time. The future, obviously, very bright in OKC.
Now here's Westbrook. Turned in an outstanding game against Atlanta. Outside Martin. From past the arc. And it's Martin again missing. Raptors leading by 4. Outside Lowry. Pass to Gay. Over Durant. And again, Toronto no up. Well, Thunder have gone just 2 of 7 so far. A little bit of a slow start for them. He drains it from the right block. Now here is Lowry. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Minnesota.
And don't forget, guys, his playmaking was sensational. He saw the floor, making the game so easy for his teammates.
Now here is Lowry. The lead is 2. Clock at 6. Here's DeRozan, and he gets it to go from the corner. Thunder have gotten 3 of 8 shots to fall for them here in the first quarter. Westbrook with it. Still looking to get on the scoreboard. Left side, Westbrook. Over Lowry. Got it. Good job in the low post.
You know, you look at how dominant Russell Westbrook is statistically in just about every facet of the game. The scary part is he's still learning how to play point guard. He was a 2-guard at UCLA. Really kind of a combo guard his first year in the league, but he's handling the ball and distributing and doing a better job than ever before.
Thunder trailing by 4. Outside Durant. And that one's good. Durant's got 6. We talk about Westbrook's upside, still in his early 20s. He's yet to even enter his prime. And the kid has expanded his game each and every season.
And that's what I like about him. I know he's had some critics, and some of the criticism is justified, but it's over the top in many cases. And you've got to keep in mind the big picture. This is a young, developing point guard who has already accomplished an awful lot in what I think is going to be an all-NBA type career.
Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. Now here's Gay. His last outing with 20 points. Outside Lowry. There's a good screen. Kicks it out to Gay. 4 on the shot clock. The Thunder pull it in. Perkins got his 4th rebound in this one. Westbrook drives in. Back to Perkins. Shoots from 12. The kick out to Westbrook. Ibaka sets the pick for Westbrook. Second chance shot. That ties the game.
I like it. He could have gone for the forced finish, but opted instead for kind of the nice, smooth finger roll. I like it. Yeah, terrific one-on-one score. Able to break down defenders and make something out of nothing.
Yeah, it's really a nice blend of balance and creativity. He puts you on your heels, stops on a dime, and can drain it on you before you recover.
Looking at who's out there now for the Thunder. Nick Collison's checked in for Perkins. And Ronnie Brewer's subbed in for Serge Ibaka. Here is Telfair. Westbrook with the steal. The finish. Oh!
How about that elevation? Man, some major hops and vertical there.
That's your point guard right there, ladies and gentlemen. Unbelievable, aren't they? Some of the best athletes in the world playing that position.
Amazing. This guy's able to create and dominate.
That was a nice replay. Brought to you by Sprite.
Steve, he was definitely one of the most reliable, efficient scorers in the NBA. I mean, his top 5 ranking put him right there in the ranks of the elite scorers.
And here now the Thunder. The Raptors getting the bucket. Martin from outside. Rebound by Pietrus.
It's been a struggle. It's not happening right now. He needs to settle down a bit and let the offense come to him a little more. He's forcing things right now.
Telfair kicks to Johnson. Johnson right side. Telfair the pass to Johnson. Fires from the wing. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City.
I'll tell you what, I remember Scott Brooks as a player. He was feisty. He was not super talented, but what he was tough. And he loved to defend. He would pick you up 94 feet and just harass you all over the floor.
Here is Telfair, following the score by Kevin Martin. Ross kicks to Telfair. Kicks it to Ross. And that'll be Oklahoma City's ball as it goes out of bounds. And they say the best teams take on the personality of their coaches. Steve, you talked about Coach Scott Brooks, feisty, defensively minded coach. Can you see it rubbing off on his team a bit?
Oh, for sure. And this is a team that's built on defense first and foremost. You know, you get caught up watching Westbrook and Durant and Harden and how good they are offensively. But you really need to remind yourself that this team, the cornerstone is its defense, and that comes from Brooks. That's the foundation, and I think that's the way this team will be as long as Brooks is the coach. They are setting the tone here early with their work on the boards.
Yeah, only a moderate advantage here, a slight one, but as the game wears on, it's one they'll definitely look to build on.
Passes it to Telfair. The feed now to Ross. And out of bounds as the Thunder gain possession. And now, courtesy of the 2K leaderboard, here are the teams that led the NBA in block shots last year. Number 1, the Thunder.
You know, Kevin, it's going to be really hard to duplicate the level of success they had in the block shots category last season. I know they'll give it their best effort, but it's hard to imagine that they can do much better than last season.
Catching up on the changes for Oklahoma City. Baca comes in for Nick Collison, and it's DeAndre Liggins in for Jones.
3 straight buckets in the paint. They're making it look effortless.
Well, speaking of effortless, you'd like to see a little more out of the defense. So how about trying, guys?
Now here's Lucas. Misses the chippy right there.
Well, as far as jump shots go, that's as high percentage as it gets.
I'm not sure how that didn't go down.
And the shot is good. Now it's a 7-point Thunder lead.
They are in attack mode right now. That's 10 straight points, guys, all coming inside the paint.
And Steve, if I'm him, I'd keep going right to the heart of that defense like they have been until they do something about it. If they don't offer resistance, take everything you can get in there.
You gotta love the finger roll up and over the defense.
Here's Liggins, defended by Anderson. Liggins dishes to Ibaka. Fades. And it's Rudy Gay with the rebound.
That's a look that he'll never pass up. The one he'll usually never miss.
Lucas against Jackson. Lucas the pass to Gay. And that one's good. Now it's just a 3-point Thunder lead.
Everything is working for him right now. He's been a huge factor in the quarter.
Jackson up top, defended by Lucas.
Reggie Jackson was good.
1:15 left in the first quarter of the game. Back to Gay. Over Sampolosha. The tip in on the offensive rebound. Ray's got his first basket of the night.
Now we're really seeing him pound that ball inside.
Total offensive dominance in the lane. That's 6 consecutive points coming in the paint.
Now here's Jones. Jackson kicks to Liggins. Knocks down the jumper off the quick drop step. Liggins has got his second basket of the game. There's 38 seconds left to play in the first. Lucas kicks to Johnson. Back to Lucas. Dishes it to Johnson. They set the pick. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City.
He got the shot he wanted off that pick, just couldn't get it to fall.
But Steve, they'll take that play all day long, 10 times out of 10. That was good action.
And Liggins kicks to Jackson. Lets it go. It's hauled in by Gay.
Boy, there was no hand in his face right there. I thought for sure he was going to knock that down.
No good trying to beat the buzzer. And we reached the end of the first quarter. Thunder lead by 5.
The Raptors.
And we'll be back in just a moment with the start of the second quarter. Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And for the Thunder guys, what stands out to you so far?
And the key has been the second chance points. You look at this team, the hustle that they play with, very impressive in that first quarter.
Well, it's showing up on the scoreboard. I mean, you get second chance points like that. It can add to your totals and also demoralize your opponent.
So with Gay on the bench, here's the group that Dwayne Casey has on the floor. Bargnani and Valanciunas, the combo out front. Terrence Ross is out there with Telfair, and it's Pietrus in at the 3 spot. Durant dishes to Lamb. Perkins, it's blocked. Brewer, good.
It's been a little too easy for them inside, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think so, Steve. I mean, they've really dictated the action in the paint. That's been their focus, and the defense hasn't mounted much resistance at all.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to Doris Burke for an update. Hi, Doris.
Guys, Kevin Durant boosted his rebounding last season to 8 boards per game, a career high. He said, that's something that coach wants me to do. He said, I can get 10 a game. I think if I help the bigs out, it'll make it much easier for us to push the ball and get easy points on the other end. And Kevin, with Durant's 7'5" wingspan, he's got the size to put his heart on the glass.
Sure does. Doris, thanks.
You can't stop him. You can only hope to contain him.
Raptors trail by 9.
Well, for Russell Westbrook last year, a career high in field goal percentage and points per game. Just a devastating score. Getting even better. He can score in so many different ways. Transition, knock down the jumper, and he's a terrific offensive rebounder.
Lowry with the ball. Westbrook picks him up. Here's Bargnani. And Durant sends it back. It's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. Some changes here for the Raptors. Aaron Gray, he's checked in for Valanciunas. And Amir Johnson subbed in for Bargnani. Second quarter of action, about a minute and a half played. And you mentioned how well Westbrook scored last season. His assists did dip quite a bit.
But that wasn't just him. That was along with the team as a whole. The Thunder near the bottom of the league in assists because they've got great individual scores. They are able to get points without a lot of ball movement. Once they incorporate the ball movement and the sharing of the ball with those explosive scores, then I think you're going to have something special.
Lowry passes to Johnson. Lowry gets a screen from Johnson. 6 to shoot. Lowry gets to DeRozan. A fadeaway. And the rebound goes to the Thunder.
They have a nice lead here and have really controlled the glass for the majority of the game. Kudos to them for their strong effort on the backboard.
Yeah, they're sending a message too. They're really coming out and playing a very physical game.
So, timeout called here, the first for Toronto.
Well, what you love about Kevin Martin is just efficiency offensively. He takes a lot of three-pointers, and he gets to the line at will. He's quick, and he develops angles on his drives where he draws a lot of contact, forcing the officials to call fouls.
And the Thunder making a change here. Ibaka's checked in. Raptors also changing it up. Valanciunas, he's checked in for Gray. Bargnani comes in for Amir Johnson. And Rudy Gay is subbed in for Michael Pietrus. And going back to what you said about Kevin Martin, Steve, 2 seasons ago, he was 3rd in the league in three-pointers made. And Clark, he was 1st in the league in free throws made. What in the world?
Yeah, that's the most unusual combination you'll see statistically, I think, Kevin. You don't get fouled much when you're shooting from the outside, but he has a tremendous knack when he's healthy and at his best for getting into the paint and drawing fouls, too.
Lowry kicks to Gay. Good on the shot. Gay's got 8. On offense, here are the Thunder. They've outscored them 10 points to 2 during this run. Westbrook against Lowry. There's the triple. And it's Martin again missing.
They may have to start looking for some other options because he's really struggling out there.
And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Gay left side. DeRozan over Martin. And it's DeRozan missing.
Boy, the pick, and with that weak screen, I use that term loosely, did nothing to spring him open. It was ineffective.
Now Lowry looking for his first bucket of the game. Lots of room. The offensive rebound. It's Gay with the drive. The second chance effort. Ooh, the double clutch. Bargnani. And even after 2 offensive rebounds, they just can't get the lid off.
This is a nice lead they've built. Very good job controlling the glass this game.
You've got to be pleased as a coach to see how your team
And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Russell Westbrook. Raptors trail by 17. And going back to Ibaka, he speaks 4 languages: English, French, Italian, and Lingala.
A world citizen in any way you look at it, but Thunder fans are hoping to keep him settled down in Oklahoma City for a long time. That's a defensive let-up right there. I mean, they've got to close down on him quicker when he's in three-point range.
And there's the call on Sebastian Telfair. That is his first foul of the game.
First team foul.
Outside Jackson. And here is Ibaka. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Atlanta.
Yeah, huge impact defensively as well. You got to remember, you have 3 blocked shots in that game.
Foul.
Tries a 3 off the inbound. Jackson misses.
Boy, the defense just backing off, begging him to take that shot.
Here is Anderson. Still looking to get on the scoreboard. That drops.
Defense left him just a little window to get through, and he just ducked in for the layup. Terrific job.
Jackson kicks to Cephalosha. He feeds it to Liggins. Now the pass to Jackson. He kicks it to Liggins. 6 on the shot clock. It's hauled in by the Raptors. They can look forward to the American Airlines Center after this game. They'll match up against Dallas. That'll be the second of this 2-game road trip. Ross kicks to Telfair. And there's the foul. He goes on Serge Ibaka. That is his first foul of the game. Kendrick Perkins. He's checked in for the Thunder. Durant comes in for DeAndre Liggins. The dish now to Telfair. Fires for 3. And the Raptors hit again from deep. The Thunder leading by 9. Outside Jackson. Feeds to Cephalosha. He dishes it to Durant. Takes a 3. Can't get it to go. Perkins dishes to Cephalosha. Jackson passes to Durant. Pass to Jones. Over Ross. And it's Jones. On the assist by Durant. Jones has got his second bucket of the game to go.
You know, going back to Ross, really a bit of a shock that he jumped all the way up to 8th in the draft when Toronto picked him. But you look at the Raptors roster, it makes sense. They've got a lot of young bigs. They've traded for Kyle Lowry at the point guard spot, so they needed shooting and they needed wings. And Ross, probably the best one on the board when they picked.
You know, that's a problem he has. Not being able to knock down that open jumper. I think it happens far too often.
Outside Jackson. Shot clock at 6. Oklahoma City needs to get off a shot. With the clock winding down, here's Perkins, and it's blocked. And he's able to get it back. Here's Cephalosha. Tough possession there. They stayed with it, but they just couldn't make it. Raptors trail by 11. Now Telfair. He has 5. Kicks to Petrus. Jacks up a 3. Shot is off. And Oklahoma City will go with it the other way. 17 points was their biggest margin. Outside Jackson. He passes to Cephalosha. Right side Durant. Good look. Gets it to go. Durant's got 12 points in the game. Raptors trail by 13. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Doris Burke. Hey, Doris.
Guys, before Dwayne Casey took over as head coach of the Raptors, he worked as an assistant on that NBA champion Dallas Mavericks squad. He was largely responsible for implementing a lot of their very effective zone defenses. Asked whether we could expect to see more zone from the Raptors, Casey said, "You've got to be a good man-to-man team in the NBA before you start putting in the zone." I didn't want to distort that idea and say, hey, we can play zone if things don't work out. Our rock has to be our man-to-man. Guys, Casey doesn't want any shortcuts defensively.
Well, at this level, sometimes that zone's not going to work, Doris. They've got to be solid in man. Lowry with the ball. Looking for his first bucket of the game. Beyond the arc. Rejected by Westbrook. And that's out of bounds. Toronto will retain possession. Nick Collison's checked in for Kendrick Perkins.
Nick Collison.
Shot clock at 5. Here's Gay. Kevin Martin with the rebound.
Boy, they've been all over the glass. Big advantage in the rebound totals.
Yeah, that's really carried them in this one, guys. I mean, those one-and-dones have really set a nice tone and let them establish this lead.
Lowry with the ball, and it's Martin picking him up. Bargnani kicks to Valanciunas. The drive by Gay over Westbrook, and so he draws the foul on the shot on trip to the line to shoot 2.
Looking at the numbers for Rudy Gay, he has 11 points, and from long range, he's got a three-pointer to his credit as well.
Yeah, Clark, he's shown he can hit that shot. I think he could really make it a weapon for himself if he keeps at it.
And he makes the first.
Well, offensively, they've kind of settled for outside shots so far.
You know, I don't know if they're shying away from contact, Steve, but their free throw attempts also down from the first quarter.
Serge Ibaka has checked in for Oklahoma City. Lamb comes in for Ronnie Brewer. Gay hits them both.
It's been 4 years now and counting for the Raptors since they made the playoffs. Overall, the franchise found their way into the playoffs early, but it's been hard getting back there recently.
Durant with a screen on Lowry. It's Westbrook with the drive. And there's the rejection. And they get it back. Raptors trail by 11. And they double up Gay. And out of bounds as the Thunder gain possession. With a break in the action, here is the 2K leaderboard to show us the league's best shooting teams last season. In third, the Thunder.
Hard to shoot the ball any better than they did. They weren't the best in the league, but they were pretty close.
Westbrook kicks to Durant. Throws up the alley-oop. And Westbrook throws it down home.
Flawless alley-oop that time. That's real stylish basketball there.
Almost looks like a play they've been rehearsing for a while.
Well, that's the beauty of the alley-oop. It appears that way, but really it's just timing and sort of an innate sense of awareness between two teammates.
Lowry kicks to DeRozan. Sinks that one from the partners. DeRozan's got 6. And with so many stars coming and going, Bosh, Tracy McGrady, it seems each time, Steve, that Toronto gets a team that can make the playoffs, they lose their Celtics.
Yeah, that's going to be important in the future. Can they hang on to to their players. It's one of the reasons I think they've gone with a more European feel to their club. It's an international city, Toronto is, and I think the franchise feels like if they draft European players, they're more likely to be able to hang on to them than they would be the American stars.
You know what makes it difficult to guard Bargnani is that he's 7 feet tall, but he's got shooting range out to about 25 feet. So the big man on the defense has to stay out with him on the perimeter, and that really opens up the floor for anything you want to do offensively.
It sure does open up the floor, Steve, and he can get into a rhythm, too. If he gets a few good looks at the hoop and is feeling it, he'll get hot real quickly with his size and shooting touch there. It isn't much you can do to stop him. Amir Johnson's checked in for the Raptors. John Lucas comes in for Kyle Lowry. Got a piece of it. Westbrook with the steal. Passes it to Martin. Now the feed to Ibaka. Dishes it to Westbrook. Back to Ibaka. And he uses both hands to jam it in.
Sheer, unadulterated power right there. I mean, he ripped it down with both hands.
Absolutely. Steve O's shouting dunk.
Hey, take no chances, slam, guys.
And the first half is now in the books. Thunder out in front. They lead by 13. Make sure you stay tuned for the Sprint halftime show. It's right to so far that first 2 quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback. It's been quite a game for Rudy Gay.
Yeah, the points have really come in bunches for him so far. Not really a surprise because you know exactly what he can do.
Well, he's been in the groove all game long, Steve, and not too many hiccups in regards to his shooting, but we also have come to expect this from him, so we're not surprised by it.
Kevin Durant, Serge Ibaka, and Kendrick Perkins, their front court trio. Russell Westbrook out there with Martin. That's the room for Scott Brooks getting going here in the second half. Kept alive. And the rejection by Ibaka. And it's Martin penetrating. He feeds it to Perkins. Rebound by the Raptors. Lowry's got his 3rd rebound tonight.
And the Thunder, when they acquired Kendrick Perkins, they considered him to be the final piece to the puzzle, to be that rebounder, shot blocker, intimidator that you need in playoff basketball.
And the Raptors miss again.
And they've missed the first 3 shots of the 3rd quarter.
Westbrook with it. Lowry picks him up. And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back. Little over a minute gone here in the second half. And Kendrick Perkins really fitting into the hard-working nature of this Thunder team. Training hard in the summer to get in peak condition. He prides himself on that.
Yeah, and it sets a nice example for his young teammates. It's taken him a while to recover from that knee surgery, but I still think it was an ideal acquisition for the Oklahoma City Thunder.
And they get one to go now after missing their first 3 shots. Maybe this will kick them into gear.
Martin up top for 3. That's good, and so Westbrook comes up with the assist. Westbrook's got his 6th assist on the night. They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin, the offense has basically been running in place.
They got to get going. Now here's DeRozan. And that one's good. DeRozan's got 8 points. 2 minutes gone in this 3rd quarter now. Outside, Martin. Shoots over DeRozan. Again, Martin missing.
This is not the start to the second half they wanted. Coming out shooting just 1 of 4.
Gay with it. Westbrook picks him up. Gay dishes to Bargnani. The pass to Valanciunas. Good.
Excellent execution of the plan there.
The Thunder leading by 10. Westbrook passes to Durant. Over Gay. And it's Durant, that time on the assist by Westbrook. Westbrook's got his 7th assist here tonight.
Well, none of the defenders were quick enough to step out and get a hand in his face on that jump shot. Big mistake there.
Here's the screen. Lowry. And the shot is good.
Not much resistance for him after that pick, Kevin. I mean, he had all sorts of space to hit the shot.
Time
team
call
that
here
been
on the
knocking on the
Thunder
door for a championship the last couple of years, and they should be a contender as long as they can keep this core together and stay healthy.
Westbrook gets to Durant. And kicks it to Ibaka. That's good. Nice assist from Durant. Durant's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Raptors trail by 12. And here's Lowry. Six to shoot. Johnson sets the screen for Lowry. There's the dish to Johnson. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation.
Well, for Kevin Durant, it was a terrific season. Let's look at his numbers last season. Tops in scoring, and he was very solid from the foul line, closing out the year among the top 20 in terms of free throw percentage.
And Steve, as you mentioned, I mean, he set the standard offensively with more points than any other player in the league. I mean, a really remarkable season for him.
It's tipped. Perkins against Lowry. Outside Westbrook. It's hauled in by Gay. Gay's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Lowry against Westbrook. Lowry kicks to Gay. Over Martin. And that one's good by Gay. Gay's got 4 points this quarter.
I'll tell you what, he's made more than a few of those in his career.
So here's Westbrook. 11 points in the game. Martin from outside.
I'll tell you what, things just aren't bouncing his way this quarter.
Now Lowry feeds it to DeRozan. Pocket 6. Off the mark and a chance to trim it to single digits.
I think he's just got to compose himself. Watch out now.
Russell Westbrook. Look at that.
Not only does he get all the way to the rim in traffic, but he goes to the reverse.
You gotta be kidding me. That was awesome.
Yeah, just outstanding.
Looking at who's out there now for the Thunder. Nick Collison's checked in for Perkins. Brewer comes in for Serge Ibaka. And it's Lamb in there for Kevin Martin. Lowry dishes to DeRozan. Lets it go from the wing. And the jumper falls for him. DeRozan's got 4 points now in the quarter. The Thunder leads by 11. Outside Westbrook. Collison with a screen on Lowry. And Russell shot by Westbrook.
Well, that's some physical basketball out there. I'm glad I'm not in the middle of that. A hard pick and an assault on the bucket.
Old school stuff there.
Yeah, there was a lot to like on that play.
And the highlight reel replay brought to you by Sprite. Good stuff. Lowry passes to DeRozan. He dishes it to Gray. Gay up top. Over Brewer. Gay can't get it to go. The Thunder have gone even 5 of 10 on shot attempts in the third.
Nicely done. They've really attacked effectively in transition.
There's no doubt about it, Steve. Their quickness has given them an advantage. I mean, I've liked the way they've pushed the ball all game.
Lowry with the ball. There's the screen. Pass to DeRozan. Over Lamb. And it's DeRozan missing. The Thunder leading by 15.
Well, last season with the condensed schedule, we saw teams really preserving their star players in the regular season, limiting their minutes. And frankly, I think it's something that should be done every season to save their energy for when it matters most. I think it's a good philosophy.
For the Thunder, Kevin Martin. He's checked in for Lamb. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Russell Westbrook. Outside Durant. Takes the 3. Bargnani grabs the board. Bargnani's got his 6th rebound on the night. Going back to what Clark was just talking about, an interesting stat over the last 8 years, there have been almost 100 occasions of players who logged over 3,000 minutes in his season. And get this, none of those players, Steve, none of them went on to win a title.
That's amazing, Kevin. And I think of Greg Popovich and his handling of Tim Duncan the last couple of years, limiting his minutes and allowing him to extend his career. And the Spurs had another terrific season a year ago. So I think it's something that you have to try to do as a coach. It's difficult because you don't want to lose your job, but you've got to be able to try to extend guys' careers and improve the quality of their play by cutting down their minutes.
Catching up on the changes for Oklahoma City, Serge Ibaka is checked in for Collison. Cephalosha comes in for Ronnie Brewer. And Russell Westbrook is subbed in for Reggie Jackson.
And Bargnani is just so tough to cover because he's a 7-footer with 3-point range, but he also has the ability to put the ball on the floor and take you off the dribble. So he's really a matchup nightmare for teams. Just adds to what has already been a great day for him.
Here is Telford. 5 points in the game. Bargnani inside. And that'll be Oklahoma City's ball as it goes out of bounds. And for Bargnani, you know he's going to be a mismatch offensively. The key, Clark, for him has to be his defense.
Yeah, he can get overpowered inside a little bit, Kevin. He's just not that strong or physical a player in body or mindset. I think they need to make full use of his frame and have him play a little more like a 7-footer defensively.
Here is Telfair. He's covered by Westbrook. Top of the key. That one goes. Count. Telfair's got 7. The Thunder leading by 13. Westbrook gets to Durant. Puts it up from 12. And that's good for 2.
You know, no matter what you do with Durant defensively, nothing bothers you. You try to be physical with him. You know, that's probably your best bet. That's easier said than done because he can get around you with that speed and quickness. But really what he's looking to do is create space and shoot over the top.
And you've just highlighted a lot of what he has from a skills standpoint. It's his demeanor, that unflappable nature, that always in attack mode. He's got the quick release. He's got the size to shoot over any defender. He can go for buckets in a hurry. He's streaky, but he's efficient as well as effective for long stretches. He's special.
Kendrick Perkins, he's checked in for Thabo Cephalosha. Raptors also changing it up. Anderson comes in for Bargnani. And John Lucas is subbed in for Sebastian Telfair. Westbrook kicks to Martin. Off target from outside.
Boy, he has been struggling mightily in this quarter, guys.
True. He really seems to have tightened up a bit for whatever reason. He looks tight.
Lucas with it. It's Ibaka picking him up. Kicks it to Petrus. Fires from deep. And that one's good. Petrus has got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
Well, he did a nice job of getting himself into just enough of an open area to find that spot for his shot.
Outside for Martin. From downtown. Offensive rebound. Westbrook. Gets it to go. Westbrook's got 20.
Something has to change, guys. That's 10 straight points coming in the paint against this team.
Well, they got to collapse in there, and everybody's got to be conscious of it. It's a team effort in protecting the paint. Control the ball, and then everybody's got to get in there and keep the defense locked down.
Petrus dishes to Ross. Blocked. Lucas against Westbrook. And the foul called on Terrence Ross. That is his first foul of the game.
Well, you like it when a guy goes hard to the boards, but you have to be smart. He went right over his back on that one. Not a good play.
I think he was just over anxious that time.
Catching up on the changes for Toronto. Johnson comes in for Michael Petrus. And Rudy Gay is subbed in for Ross. And there's the feed to Anderson. Over Martin. Anderson's shot is off. The Thunder leading by 17. And it's Martin penetrating. Outside Westbrook. He passes it to Durant. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. 18 points for Kevin Durant.
Boy, this is a shooting exhibition, guys. I mean, he's not wasting any of his chances.
Lucas against Westbrook. Lucas the pass to Gay. Westbrook with the steal. Pass it to Ibaka. Goes up the baseline. And it's Toronto with the rebound. Gay's got 4 rebounds in this game. Lucas kicks to Gay. Valanciunas with the ball. He's against Perkins. Valanciunas, good.
They're not as aggressive from the outside here. Maybe they should think about stretching the defense a little bit, like they did in the first half. I mean, stretching the defense makes it easier to score inside, too.
Good idea. Hold on to the ball. Take the last shot of the quarter.
Yep.
Lucas dishes to Valanciunas. Dishes it to Anderson. Johnson outside. With 2 seconds left. And he finishes on the layup. Johnson's got his second bucket of the night. Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Thunder lead by 15. And will return shortly.
Blackout coming soon. It's gonna be a little bit.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the 4th quarter. So the Raptors 5 right now. Bargnani and Valanciunas, the combo out front. DeRozan out there with Telfair. And it's Beatrice in at the small forward. On the wing, Brewer. And there's the call on Sebastian Telfair. That's foul number 2 for him. And the Thunder with some changes. Baca comes in for Nick Collison. And Russell Westbrook is subbed in for Reggie Jackson. And then for Toronto, Ross is checked in for Petrus. And it's Brown in for Sebastian Telfair.
Hey, what I like the mid-range game I'm seeing from these guys. I mean, they're making a living at it.
Yeah, a little bit of a lost art these days in the NBA, but we're seeing some really efficient offense in that area from these guys.
Shots good from Bargnani. The Thunder leading by 15. 60 seconds off the clock here in the 4th. Westbrook kicks to Durant. It's Ronnie Brewer on the way. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Thunder will retain possession. And here's the upcoming schedule for the Thunder. When this game is done, they'll be off to Chicago as they take on the Bulls. That'll be just 1 game played away from home for them.
Boy, a lot of fans around the league really focused on that matchup for Chicago.
5 on the clock. It's Durant with the drive. That's good. Durant's got 20 points.
Even with the D lurking, he made it look easy with the soft finger roll.
Lowry gets a screen from Bargnani. Lowry passes to Bargnani. Can't capitalize on the good screen. The Thunder shooting at 50% in a decent groove. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Andrea Bargnani. That's foul number 2 for him. Kendrick Perkins, he's checked in for Oklahoma City. Martin comes in for Lamb. Amir Johnson's checked in for Toronto. Gay comes in for Ross. Westbrook kicks to Martin. He feeds it to Brewer. There's the pass to Perkins. He kicks to Martin. Shoots over DeRozan. The Thunder with another miss. Raptors trail by 17. And we're around 2 minutes into the 4th quarter here. Lowry with the ball. Westbrook picks him up. Johnson's shot is off. Thunder have gone 2 or 3 from the field to get the 4th quarter started. Westbrook dishes to Brewer. And again, Oklahoma City, no good. The Raptors have gone 1 of 4 since the end of the 3rd quarter. 4th quarter of play, we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. Martin against Lowry. Over Martin. Now here's Westbrook. He's covered closely. And that one's good. Westbrook's got 24 points.
Yeah, points in the paint have been a huge factor here for them.
Steve looking to take it inside and go up strong. That's a remedy for success.
Lowry kicks to Gay. Gay right side. Another shot. Rejected by Martin. Now the dish to Brewer. And stolen by Kyle Lowry. Deflected. And stolen by Perkins. And the Thunder pushing it up now. Brewer passes to about. Dumps it down.
Offensively, he's looking to get to the rim, and he'll move the ball on. He has a good feel for the game.
Kevin Durant's checked in for Oklahoma City. Here is Telfair. He's covered by Westbrook. Here's Petrus. And again, no good by Toronto.
He doesn't really scare a defense at all. I've seen him miss quite a few just like those. And guys, when you look at Rodney Brewer, what I like about him is the way he developed as a defender in Chicago. He's always had the physical tools, good size and strength and length and quickness. I think he's really become a defensive stalwart.
He hits the second from the line.
Well, guys, you know, we've seen some pretty horrific injuries as a result of players being fouled while suspended in air. And you know, a lot of the game does happen off the floor. And the NBA took some strides to try to make it safer for players last season with the rule changes. So if you're in a vulnerable position on your way to the basket and you get fouled, pretty good chance it will be deemed a flagrant one.
Just 5 on the clock. Here's Ross. Here's Gray. And that's the devastating one-handed jam.
Rough and rugged down there in the low post.
That's his trademark. Hard rebounds, hard finishes, up high and down hard.
And he never stops working. That's what I really appreciate about him, guys.
Steve, you go back to protecting players in the air. So many players now can jump so high. The game is played in so many ways above the rim. This just seems like the best move for everyone.
Well, anything that is involved with player safety, I'm all for. And, so if that means calling more flagrant fouls and keeping guys from injuring each other in midair, then that's a good thing.
Puts up the baby hook. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. And the Thunder lead by 21.
This is why they have the big lead. The rebounding has been dominant.
You know, guys, the +8 rebounding, I don't think it tells the whole story. I mean, they've been the more physical team from the outset. That's been the difference, their physicality.
Here's Ross. Shot is blocked.
I'm sure he'd like to have a do-over here. He just hasn't been able to make a significant contribution in this one.
Second shot opportunity. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Durant doing all sorts of things. He has 20 points and a couple of great-looking rejections. So far, 2 blocks.
Now, he's anticipated the ball movement down low. He's finding angles, and that's why he's able to go up there and really control that glass area with his shot blocks. You know, a lot of people have asked if a town like Oklahoma City might be a little too slow for a superstar like Kevin Durant, but that's not really his personality. He's a baller. He just wants to stay in the gym and play on a winning team, so this is a perfect spot for him.
Now Telfair. Feeds it to Petrus. Puts it up from 17. That falls. Great assist by Sebastian Telfair. The Thunder leading by 21. Durant is a great kid. You know why he wears number 35? That was the age of his mentor. He was growing up. He had an AAU coach that he grew very, very close to. 35 years of age, the guy was murdered. So to remember him, to serve as inspiration for Durant, he wears the uniform number 35. So that's the kind of kid he is. So when you hear about a kid working on his game like that, you know, that's what Durant loves. He's all about basketball.
Yeah, he really is. Loves being in the gym, loves the challenge of trying to get better, and loves the element of competition in this game. When you've got his skills and gifts and ability, and you add the motor that he has to that, you've got something special that's going to be our treat to watch for years to come.
And the Raptors going out now with a whole new group. Gay, defended by Durant. There's the pick. Throws and dishes to Valanciunas. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Look now at the Raptors' upcoming schedule. They can look forward to the American Airlines Center after this game. They'll match up against Dallas. That will conclude their brief 2-game road trip. Now here's Westbrook. Back to Durant. He dishes it to Westbrook. Brewer. Rebounded by Valanciunas.
That was not pretty there. You got to make that one. But that's not his range.
And here's Lowry. Gay outside. Back to Lowry. Raptors moving the ball around. And DeRozan kicks to Gay. The feather touch on the finger roll. Beautiful. Gay's got 19 points.
You know, Kevin, they were a step late on their defensive rotation, and that helped them get right to the rim.
Pass to Durant. Back to Westbrook.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'd love to see the return of the NBA to Seattle. The Sonics, obviously a great franchise in their time there. They eventually moved to Oklahoma City, but it sure would be nice to see a team back in Seattle sooner or later.
Lowry against Westbrook. Lowry gets a screen from Bargnani. Kicks it to Valanciunas. And the rebound goes to the Thunder.
I think he was surprised by how much space he had there and just rushed the shot a little bit.
And part of what you mentioned with Seattle, Steve, they really do love their basketball up there and deserve to have a team. You've said it, in fact, many times on the air.
Well, you also have to look back at some of the great history they have up there in Seattle. Not just the teams in the 90s, but you go way back to the late 70s. And they won a title in the late 70s, so that city deserves to see another Sonics team at some point.
Westbrook with it. Outside, Martin. The feed to Durant. Back to Martin. It's up a three. Rebound by the Raptors. Gay's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Here's Lowry. There's the pick. Gives him the lead pass. Valanciunas. The shot's good on the assist by Lowry. The Thunder leading by 21. Time called here. The Thunder decided to talk it over.
You know, we see so many great players coming into the league from other countries now, guys. The NBA has really been quite proactive, making huge strides in spreading the game internationally.
Going back to what Clark was just talking about, it's a great topic. I like the game of basketball. It's quickly becoming the most popular spectator sport, and of all places, China.
Well, it's so great, Kevin, to see the game become globally popular. I think it all started with the '92 Dream Team. That's when the world really got to see up close the NBA's superstars, and the impact that team made has really just dramatically affected the NBA. Fans everywhere now, whether you're talking about China, even India now starting to become very interested in the NBA. So great stuff for the NBA.
Johnson with a screen on Westbrook. Telfair the pass to Ross. The shot from the low post is good.
You have a nice high percentage look right there.
The Thunder shooting it brilliantly here late. 60% from the field. Back to Durant. He passes to Perkins. Outside Westbrook. Passes it to Martin. For the three. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. And that's now 20 points for Martin. Telfair kicks to Ross. Ibaka comes with the double team. Ross dishes to Petrus. Dishes to Ross. Three-pointer. The shot is off. And it's Oklahoma City the other way.
Big lead on the boards usually equals a big lead in the game. This team is on cruise control.
Well, the rebounding differential is double digits already. So this is a team that just looks bigger and tougher than the opponent.
Here is Telfair. He's covered by Westbrook. Ross. And Durant sends it back.
He's not a guy they're going to be able to count on the way he's playing in this quarter.
Well, last season with the condensed schedule, we saw a lot of college players choose to return to college to avoid the uncertainty. For those who came out, in some ways it was an advantage. They often saw more playing time as coaches looked down their benches because of the condensed schedule.
Looking at who's out there now for the Thunder. Nick Collison's checked in for Perkins. Jones comes in for Serge Ibaka. Thabo Sefolosha has checked in for Kevin Durant. And it's Lamb in there for Kevin Martin. No good on the second free throw. And you mentioned the valuable playing time for the rookies, Clark. Also, don't forget a lot of journeyman veteran players took deals abroad.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Guys went to Europe or China and then did not return for the NBA season. So that did open up some minutes for some younger players. It was fun to watch. We saw some guys have a real impact on the league in their first years. Guys like Irving and Rubio and Fareed, Kawhi Leonard in San Antonio, even Isaiah Thomas, the last pick of the draft. He made a big impact in Sacramento. This is a done deal here. They've pretty much finished this team off.
Yep, we can put this one in the books. Too much to overcome now.
56 seconds left in the game. Now Telfair. Launches it. And Jones pulls it down.
Not the best shot. Long range and with a defender right in his space.
And defensively, that's the kind of work he's known for. I mean, he loves to lock you up.
Doesn't look like they're going to take it easy on them down the stretch.
It certainly doesn't look like it. I mean, they're still aggressively attacking the basket and putting up points.
And yes, sir, that one drops. 27 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Westbrook passes to Lamb. 17 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Jones. He feeds it to Lamb. Shoots the three. The shot is off. Now here's Petrus. That three off the mark. So no problem for Oklahoma City as they get the win. You know, Clark, every team has a bad night. These guys might want to watch the tape of this game the next time they have a bad night to remind themselves how dominant they can be.
Well, this is one of those dream-like games for a coach.
And that'll do it for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. This is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports.